function. So all these functions are basically you giving the computer an order, telling the computer, do this for me, do that for me, perform addition for me, perform subtraction for me. So today we'll be teaching you how to use the sum function, the average function. Sum function means you're trying to find the addition of some things using that you're telling Excel to find the sum of some certain number some certain number of numbers rather. And average function means you are giving the computer an order to find the average of some certain numbers. And multiplication function means you're telling the computer to perform multiplication on some certain numbers, some certain figures. So that's that. So let's and we also learn how to use the formula test. What is formula test? Formula test is also a function, but this function is basically, remember I said a function is basically you giving the computer an order, and so this orders goes beyond mathematics. There are a lot of function on Excel. So this function is basically you giving Excel an order to do something for you. So there's this formula test now. You're ordering the Excel software. You're telling the Excel software to tell you the formula behind something. Okay. Now let's go to this to Excel first of all. I want to talk about something. This thing, each of these boxes is known as a cell altogether. So these boxes are known as sorry, let me cancel that out of there. So you see all these boxes that I'm ticking on, they are called cell. They are called cell. So let me just shift that in. So now if you are looking at how do you identify it of this cell? Now you see on this side you are seeing numbers here. These are numbers. And on this side you are seeing letters here. You're seeing letters. So now when you click on one each of these cells, you find out that they intersect between a letter and a number. So the name of this particular cell now is known as F9. Why? Because it's under the F letter and it's under the row of number 9 altogether. So they're saying refer to cell F9. This is cell F9. So I just said let me just chip that in. Okay, so now we're going to perform the so okay, we're talking about formula test. Formula test is basically you telling the computer to give you the formula behind a particular cell. Okay, we'll go to that. We'll go to that later. So let's start with the first thing on our mind. We want to use the sum function. So now we want to use the sum function. So now naturally we are at MD Academy. We don't learn by watching videos. We learn by practicing. So how do you practice sum function? So we're going to use the sum function to determine the okay no let's start by the sum function. We're going to use the sum function to determine the total hours worked. This is determine the total hours worked. Or what you do some function for. So how do we do that? So now, for example, now are you seeing this hours column? Now you want to find how many hours is the total. Like, we want to find the total hours that was worked here. So what do you have to do? You press equals to here. Press equals to. How do you together? You click on a cell. Click on a cell where you want the value to indicate. You press equals to. When you press equals to, write sum sum. Then you open a bracket. How do you open a bracket? The bracket is your keyboard. You open a bracket with your keyboard. And so now you now want to want to find the addition of everything that is here. So all you have to do now is to click on the first cell, then drag right click and drag it down. I click on what and drag it down. Then you close the bracket. Then close the bracket, you press enter. What did I this I did it. Let me do it again. So you press equals to, you write sum open bracket, then you click on the first cell, you drag it down. And drag it down, you close the bracket. After closing the bracket, you click on enter. Let me do that once again. I'm teaching you how to use the sum function. First of all, you press equals to, write sum, open the brackets, then you click on the first cell, you drag it down, then you click close the bracket, and press enter. That is sum. That is you are finding the addition of everything in this column, and you finish it in less than 2 seconds altogether now. So now we've achieved the first goal, find the total hours worked. So now we want to find okay, there's a particular goal. We want to calculate the employee's wage. So we want to determine the amount paid to each of the employees. So we want to determine the amount paid to each of the employees. So we're going to use to get that function. We're going to use the multiplication function for that. So how do we do that? So now, first of all the hours paid to each of the employees. So we know that the hours paid to each of the employees is this times this. I put together. You know, this, like for example now, look at now, it worked for 49 hours, and is charged per hour is $10. So that means is the total amount you're going to pay local is 49 times 10 altogether. You understand? So if you're using a calculator for that, you get 490. Then you even calculate this line by line, line by line, line by line, line by line. Before you know, that one will stress you out, but if you're using Excel's function, you do we get it done in less than 2 seconds. So let's get back to the video. So now we want to find how much are we owing local. How much are we owing local? So to get that, you just come to this place, to click on the cell that you want the value to indicate. Click on equals to. Click on equals to. You click on the first one, hours. Click on the hours. Then look for star in your keyboard. Star. Find star in your keyboard and press star. That pressing star, then you click on the next one. That's hours altogether. So that is 49. That is the hours times the weight per hour altogether. Then press enter. Are you seeing that Excel has automatically calculated it for you? Calculated it for you automatically. So you multiply the hours, number the hours and times the charge altogether. So that's how to use multiplication function in Excel altogether. So now, if you observe now, if you cannot just continue calculating this one, each of them one by one, it will take your time. Like for example, now you want to calculate for Terry now, you now go back again, you now press equals to, you now press this one, then star times then the other one again. It will, if you continue this one, imagine you are doing 1,000 people. So imagine you're trying to find the amount you're paying 1,000 people. Now if you continue doing like that, manually like that, it will take your time. So what's the easy way? The easy way now is to, after you've done the first one, you come to your cell. Come to the cell. You see this tick line. This tick line. You bring your cursor here until it turns to this plus sign. You see, when I bring my cursor to this place here, it turns to plus. All together, it turns to plus. Then as it turns to plus, so you just drag it down. You drag it down. That's all. Altogether, that is all. You are done for that. So now you can see that it has automatically calculated the how much you are owing everybody instantly without reading any manual thing altogether. So now that's that for that. Then we will now talk about the okay. Alright, so now let's find how much in total did we are we to budget, how much in total are we owing them, all of them all together. Then you go back to your sum function. Sum function, you say equals to sum, your sum function altogether. Your sum function, you sum, open your bracket, then you select again, then you close the brackets as usual, then press enter. Now you see Excel has automatically find the sum of everything together for you in less than 2 seconds altogether now. So after that, now we are looking now. If you look at the if we are looking at the next our next goal, we are looking at how to use the average function. We've talked about sum function, we talked about multiplication function. I want to talk about how to use the average function. So now let's, for example, want to calculate the average how much on the average are we giving each of the employers, a bit of the employees rather, how much on average are we giving them. So you can easily just come here, click on equals to, click on average, click on average. When you click on average, open your then you open your bracket, then you can just come here and select it again, then you click close the bracket, press enter. I think that it automatically has calculated the average amount of the average amount are given each person. I don't know if you understand. Like average means how much in what's the average price. Are you with me, please? So I was it average means what's the average price we are giving each of these persons altogether. So the average is basically the total amount of money we are owing them by the number of employees we have altogether. So now we have this total amount we are having 3,597, and the total employees we have, I think, is around 8 or thereabout. But Facebook, as if Facebook, Excel has automatically calculated it for you in less than 2 seconds. But basically dividing this by number of this. So they did it for you in less than 2 seconds. So if I was supposed to do this manually, by doing this manually, you take a calculator. Let's say calculator now. Let's say calculator. If you put your calculator now, you observe that Excel was correct altogether. So let's see how much in total we have. 3,597. Now the average, how many employees do we have? We have 8 employees. Now then if you divide it by that, you click on equals to how much you see? 449.625, approximately 449.63. That is the average amount we are paying each of the employees. Are we together now? So that's for the average salary. Now I believe in this video we will cover three things: cover the sum function, cover the average function, talk about the multiplication function altogether now. So now let's talk about the formula test. So now if you observe, no, we're using formula, we're using function since. You understand? So the formula test, though you might not find any application for it today now, but the formula test is actually a function that tells you the formula behind a cell. So for example now, imagine I was not here when they calculated this one now. I want to know, how did the person calculate this one? Did he use sum? Did he use average? Did he use multiplication? What did he use to get this value that he got here? You understand? Because I was not there when he did it. So how will I know the value he got? The formula he used to get this one, so that I can make my decision or whatever the case might be. Well, perhaps you're not doing out the data. You just came across it. Maybe probably your junior did something and you're like, how did she do this thing? What was the formula she used? Was she trying to calculate the average, or was she trying to calculate the sum? One way or the other. So basically the formula test is basically a formula that used to determine used to determine what's the name, the formula behind a cell. So like for example now, let's say I want to know what the formula behind, okay, what's the formula behind this 490. How did we come about this 490 value? How did we come about this value called 490? What we all do, just press equals to the formula, press formula test. After pressing formula test, okay, and you of course you open your bracket. So you will automatically open your bracket for you. Then click on this cell. This is the cell. Want to know the formula behind this cell. So click on it, then you close your bracket, then you click on enter. You know that it has automatically brought out the formula. You remember when we were calculating that thing, we used a formula. You understand? We did C4 times D4. That's the multiplication function. So that what we use. So if you observe, it has automatically brought out the formula behind this cell. I work together now, and that's the main usefulness of that. So now, like for example, now let's do it on this one now. You say equals to formula test, and click on this young man. Then you click close the bracket and press enter. Because that's what are the formula we use. Remember the formula we use to get this value. We use the average function. Now you see that formula test function that showed us the formula behind this particular cell altogether now. So that's that on that. I hope you learned something. So in our next video we'll talk about okay, let's leave that for now. See you when I see you again. Thank you.